Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, I want to share something a little different, a bit more personal. I am going to walk you through exactly how I turned a single $100 bill into $10,000. And no, this isn't about some magic button or a lucky stock pick. This is my real, honest journey filled with practical steps, some frustrating setbacks, and the lessons I learned along the way. I want to show you that starting small is not just possible. It's powerful. So where did it all begin? With $100 and a decision, I was tired of feeling like I had no control over my finances. That $100 wasn't much, but to me, it represented a starting line. My first move was simple. I needed to make that $100 work for me, not the other way around. I started by looking for small, low-risk opportunities to generate a tiny bit of extra cash. Forget high-stakes investing for a moment. My first goal was just to double my money. I started with something I knew. I am pretty good at spotting undervalued items at thrift stores and garage sales. I spent about $20 of my initial $100 on a few vintage books and a cool-looking old lamp. I cleaned them up, took some really nice photos, and listed them online. It took a couple of weeks, but eventually they all sold. After platform fees and my initial cost, I had turned that $20 into about $60. It wasn't life-changing, but my initial capital had grown from $100 to $140 that first. Small win was the spark I needed. It proved the concept. I could create value from almost nothing. With my slightly larger pot of $140, I repeated the process, but I got smarter. I reinvested all of it back into flipping. I started specializing in one niche, vintage board games, because I understood the market better. This focus allowed me to make better buying decisions over the next few months. I meticulously flipped item after item. Every single dollar of profit went right back into buying more inventory. It was a slow, grinding process. There were days I'd find nothing, and items that wouldn't sell for months. But slowly and surely, that $140 grew to $300, then $500, and eventually I crossed the $1,000 mark. This took about 6 months of consistent effort, maybe 5 to 10 hours a week. Once I hit that first $1,000 milestone, I knew I had a viable side hustle. But flipping items has a ceiling. It's limited by your time and what you can find. So I decided to diversify. I took half of my profits, $500, and invested it differently. I didn't want to just gamble on stocks, so I put it into learning a new skill. I signed up for an online course in digital marketing and basic graphic design. The other $500, I kept flipping with it because it was a reliable, albeit slow, cash generator. Learning that new skill was the real game changer. After completing the course, I started offering my services as a freelance social media manager for small local businesses. My first client paid me just $200 a month to manage their Instagram. It wasn't much, but it was recurring income. That was the key. Combined with my flipping profits, my income stream started to accelerate. I got a second client, then a third. Within a year of starting my freelance journey, I was consistently making over $1,000 a month on the side. Now we're getting to the exciting part. As that freelance income grew, I started systematically investing a portion of it. I opened a low-cost index fund account and committed to putting in 20% of my side hustle earnings every single month, no matter what. The market goes up, the market goes down, but I just kept buying. This is where compounding started to work its magic. The money from flipping, combined with the money from freelancing, was now funding investments that were growing on their own. It took another year and a half of this consistent strategy flipping, freelancing, and investing for my total portfolio value, including my initial cash, to cross that $10,000 line. So looking back, the journey from $100 to $10,000 wasn't about a single brilliant move. It was about a series of small, smart, and consistent steps. It started with leveraging a small amount of cash, moved to reinvesting profits, then to investing in myself to learn a valuable skill, and finally, to creating a system of earning and automated investing. It took time, patience, and a lot of work, but it proves that you don't need a fortune to start building one. You just need to start. I really hope my story has given you some inspiration or a few practical ideas for your own financial journey. If it did, a thumbs up on the video would mean the world to me. And if you want to see more content like this, breaking down real financial strategies, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.